Hello, everyone. It is a beautiful sunny day here in Minneapolis. I hope wherever you are listening to this, that it is also gorgeous and that you are excited for the weekend because we are just a mere 5 hours away from it. So, those of you that are tuning in on YouTube can see we have a guest, and this is a mysterious guest that I've been talking about for a couple months now, and finally he's on.
Yes.
So, welcome Dave Meihoefer with Travel Planners International.
Thank you. How are you? I'm so excited for this. I know this is like the long awaited Friday 15 with me, so I'm fired up.
I know we have been saying he's going to be on, and then we had all sorts of technical difficulties. It was a hot mess, but here we are. We made it, and Dave is fresh back from the Utopia of the Seas inaugural. What was your favorite part about it?
Wow. Favorite part about that is a tough question. I would have to say we got, well, two things. So I was fortunate enough to bring my wife and my kids. And so, so many years in the industry, don't travel with my family all too much or have the time with my kids in school and everything. So definitely all the water park areas, the slides, the outdoor areas, I absolutely love because I turn into a little kid with all that as well. So my kids being able to enjoy that. And I didn't share this with you when we were just starting up, but Megan Trainor performed a concert that we were able to get into and watch her perform live. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, super fun. I also heard that Dermot McMulroney was on that. Is that his name? Rita was telling me he was on the ship and she saw him.
Yeah, there were, I am not like a big celebrity person, so like my wife spotted a few people. I was getting pictures like Ron from Run DMC was there. He actually helped open up
Ah,
Megan Trainor on the naming ceremony and stuff. So yeah, a lot of celebrities, some A-list, some B-list. But I probably walked past a million people and I just didn't even recognize them.
that's really awesome. Oh, well, let's see. Before we get into our questions, just a quick announcement. I have been working on a Travel Agent Chatter podcast episode. So, for those that tune in for the Friday 15 on the same podcast feed, also quarterly, we do a long form podcast where we interview an advisor, learn all about their agency, see what's successful, see what's unique about it. We have advisors from all corners of the industry. This quarter's guest is Veranda Adkins with Travel Legacy. She does about 8 to 10 come with me group trips a year. She's got a great trip that she did with an influencer, a DJ, or no, a club promoter that brings 100 people down to different areas. So we'll find all about how she gets these groups, how she's managed to travel around the world, hit 46 countries up through these come with me groups. So keep an eye on that. Look for it in the podcast feed on Monday. Otherwise, if you're on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel and you'll get a notification about a new video. All right, enough about that, Dave, because we have got some questions here.
All right, let's fire away. What do we got?
All right, first question is from Roland, because Abby, who is speaks French on our team, has been speaking back and forth with Roland in French, and so she was telling me how to say his name. So I hope he's tuned in.
Well, I
All
roll on.
right. So he says, hello, as a founding partner of an IATA-accredited travel agency with plans to move to the US by the end of the summer to operate from home, will I still have to go through all the stages of ARC-IATA or IATAN? Could HAR provide me with end-to-end support in this regard, considering your 7-day agency setup program? So, Dave, I know this isn't your area of expertise yet.
Yet, but this is learning. Everything's a learning experience. Everything.
Yes, and for those that don't know, that are just tuning in for the first Friday 15, so Dave is new to Travel Planners International. He hasn't, like you've been there for 2 months, a month.
Three months, but it feels like a year. No, it's not, no, and thank you for even like bringing that up because a lot of people in the audience may not know, probably don't know me, right? Or some do.
Yeah.
But yeah, 3 months at Travel Planners International. Prior to this, 11 years at Celebrity Cruises, so that was quite a chunk of time as far as that goes. But historically, since I came out of college a long time ago, I've always been on the supplier partner side, right? With our cruise lines, tour operators. Not that I bounced around the industry that much, but my history and my track record is always on the supplier side. So now I'm on this side of the business. So there's so many things I'm learning from the agency
Yeah.
advisor side, and especially specifically the host model, which I fell in love with, especially with the company I'm with now. But partnering with them as a supplier and seeing everything that host accounts did, and seeing the growth and the potential with all these amazing advisors, it was a no-brainer when this opportunity came to me. So it's a huge learning experience, and I appreciate you even bringing that up and covering some of the hard questions.
Well, I don't want people to think that I was just chatting over you the entire time. But
All good.
uh, I would say that, okay, so the first question is if you're keeping, like, if you're going to be booking the clients in Europe and you're just going to be booking through IATA over there and just be located here, I'm not sure you would need to get everything unless you're booking a lot of US clients and things like that. It probably makes sense. But um, you would need to, if you're setting up here, you're setting up an agency, you could do a couple things. One is you could get like add another branch to your accreditation, and then if you're in the US and an agency for people that, okay, so it gets a little complicated. So let me start at the top. We're going to link to our article on accreditation options, and then we'll link to two articles, one on what is ARC and one is what is IATA. Now, IATA is the Air Transport Association, and they're international. ARC is very specific to the US, and it's kind of like the bank or the I'm forgetting the term right now, but it's where the funds go between IATA and the agency. It passes through to ARC and then they pass it through to the IATA. They do a lot of reconciliation. So it's kind of a financial institution of sorts. Because when you're in the US, you need to be a part of ARC and you need to have an IATA number. You can't just have one or the other. You would need to get both of those, Roland. So we would be happy to. He's talking about our 7-day setup program. For those that don't know, it isn't actually 7 days. It started from when we gave it over 7 days of emails, but now it's an actual course online. But we help people start up the nuts and bolts of starting up their agency. So, Roland, we would be a great fit for that with the accelerator course on that. With you'd probably want to do well. We'll put the link to the 7-day setup course, but we could definitely help you through with that. There'd be some legwork on your end as getting properly set up with ARC and IATA can be kind of complicated. But here's an option for you because it's complicated because there's all this reconciliation. And I don't know how it works in Europe, but you have to start filing these IAR reports. And there's a lot of different things you have to do weekly when you have your ARC number here. That is a learning curve. And if you're up for it, great. If you're not, another option is just joining a host here in the US and that has an ARC number and you can book through them. The advantage of that is the huge advantage actually is you don't have to learn anything about ARC. You're going to be able to tap into any of their air contracts that they might have. So that's a pretty big deal. Roland, there's a lot to go over with your question, like specifics and questions I have for you. So, feel free to reach out as well, and we can chat more on it. But that's kind of big picture on the ARC IATA and when you're coming to the US. All right, Dave, our next question. This is a
Yes.
long one.
Okay.
All right, Travis, we're getting to your question finally. So, before I started my travel agency, I created a few Facebook groups to get the ball rolling. I have 5 groups currently, all specific to Royal Caribbean and their ships. Combined, they have over 120,000 members and growing daily. It is a fantastic source for leads. That is super cool, by the way, Travis. But this is where my question comes in. They are all public groups, and in the rule, it states pirates be gone. No selling or promoting business within the groups. I have many, many travel agents doing whatever they can to get leads from the groups. I've had to remove members, ban members for just doing their jobs as travel agents. Some are vultures, and it is ridiculous. So, how do I handle this? I do not want to remove anyone. We all learn from these groups, we all make connections, but I also put in hundreds of hours creating content and managing these spaces to benefit my own agency. Is there some kind of a happy medium? We are new to the travel industry, and it really stinks watching others swoop in and take away potential sales. We've had some downright nasty messages come through because of this, but we have also had some really nice messages from people wanting to help. Any feedback you can provide would be great. Thank you for all the incredible information you have provided. It has been invaluable. Thanks so much, Travis. Uh, Dave, what are your thoughts being a crew
There's
traveler here?
a lot to unpack there, but the ongoing plight of social media policing, right? Um, so Travis, you mentioned a few things there, right? You put a lot of time and hours and energy into these groups. 120,000 members, like legitimately, that's tremendous. Um,
Yeah.
it's Steph, right? It's a public group, he said, so it's all
Yep.
public. Um, and I think you had also, or Travis also mentioned, he's had to kick people out
Yep.
because of maybe, being nasty and what they're saying, or the pirates coming in, other advisors coming in. Truly, what, thinking about Travis, what you just asked us, or in your question, I say it's a personal preference where it sounds like you said you're just starting out in the industry, but hey, what a start. Like I said, 120,000 members, Royal Caribbean focused. I think you said each and every group is Royal Caribbean focused.
Yep.
Facebook itself has, I think the number was somewhere, it's in the billions billions of users on a monthly basis. Think about that. Royal Caribbean groups, I don't have this number in front of me, but I could probably safely assume there are thousands of Royal Caribbean groups out there, spread out all throughout the world, and people that are utilizing these groups to foster their Royal Caribbean business or provide information. So my short answer of it is, if you are utilizing Facebook and these groups as a way for you to enhance your business, to grow and promote your business, you need to do one of two things. One, be much more vigilant regarding how you're policing what people are doing out there. Like I don't, me specifically, if I'm doing something for work, for sales, to support my family and support my income, I'm going to make darn sure that, I am dotting every I, crossing every T, with policing, making sure no one's coming in to steal my business, right? Nobody wants that. So being more vigilant there if you're going to keep it public. Option two, or B, would be look to possibly go the private route, or maybe dabble with it. Look at some of those groups. You have was it five groups, Steph?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Maybe look at, one or two of the lower numbers, the ones that maybe have the lowest amount, and say, okay, I'm going to try, make it private, use referrals into the group space, and kind of see how that goes, so that you have a bit more ownership of the group. Steph, what do you think? It's
Well,
a
I Yeah, I hadn't thought about trying to make it private. I kind of like that idea because there are 5 groups to do kind of an A/B testing to see if that works. The other, like, some other thoughts that come across is I'm sure you have something where you click it and, you have to fill out that you understand you can't sell to them, that type of a button. A couple things is I do think just by the nature of the internet, you're going to have to kick people out. If you have 120,000 members, and it sucks because nobody likes to do that. But at the same time, if you're properly warning people, if they're not reading this information, then that's kind of their own fault if they're going to get kicked out. So I wouldn't feel honestly too bad, Travis, for kicking people out. And some travel advisors, there may be no maliciousness behind it, but um, I would, if you're kicking them out and they're a travel advisor, you can send them. We have an article on leads, and you can let them know, send them to that and say, hey, if you're looking for leads, here's some other sources within the industry that aren't my leads. So you can check those out. Um, and then provide them with some resources, have some sort of a template or something, and we're happy to help you out with that, Travis, with some different resources that are out there. But I think with that big of a number, the other thing you could think about doing, I'm not sure how many leads you're getting. I would imagine quite a few with 120,000 members. But the other thing you could think about doing, if you're getting so many leads that you're not able to fulfill them all or fulfill them all well, or if you want to try to somehow use these travel advisors that are coming in as part of it, say, if you're a travel advisor, let me know. So you have notes on who's travel advisors in your community, and say you can't go ahead and poach the clients that are in here, but you can sign up for my lead program. Everything comes from our agency. We'll send it off to you and we split the commission, whatever. So that may or may not be what you want to do, because I know you're starting up your own agency, but that could be a way to kind of utilize the leads and utilize the kind of travel agent community, as well as being able to tell who's a travel advisor in there and who isn't. So that would be, yeah. So those are some ideas.
Yes, and Steph, the one thing that got me too is, when you mentioned putting hundreds of hours into this and creating content, right? Like all of us, if you're in sales for me, on this side of TPI or any job I've ever had, if I'm sitting there and putting time and effort into something that I feel is going to help, help with sales, help enhance my business, and then I realize others are reaping reaping the benefits of that. It can be a tough pill to swallow unless we're on the same team. And all the advisors, the travel agent community and this industry is amazing as far as the people helping each other out, fostering each other's expertise in business. But at the end of the day, you need to ask yourself, Travis, what is your true intention with these groups? To be a public address system. You're not a nonprofit, I assume. You're a for-profit agency. So doing a little bit of reflecting and saying, okay, what's my true intent with these groups? And ultimately, where do you want to be at? So, take pride in what you're putting out there, and do what you need to do to make sure that it's helping you in your business while still feeling good about yourself and what you're doing.
Yeah, and Travis, if you still have questions on it, love to chat with you more, because I think it's really cool, and you'd be a really cool travel agent chatter um, guest. But send us over a note with the actual Facebook groups, because I'm kind of curious how you set it up as well. Like if it's, Royal Caribbean, whatever the name of the ship is, and then the name of your agency, or how prominent your agency is. Because I feel like you should be getting leads left and right if you have 120,000 um, people that are members. And if you're not, we can take a look at that and help you out. So let's see. Oh, because it was such a long one, we only did 2 questions this week. So that just passed by so quickly, Dave.
It
So much
does.
fun.
Flies.
Uh, well, let's see. If people want to chat with you more, or if they want to learn more about Travel Planners International, we're going to pop in the link to Travel Planners International's HAR page. But what's the best way for them to reach you or someone from your team to learn more?
Sure. I mean, you could always check out, travelplannersinternational.com to learn more about our company and everything that we offer as far as our advisors go, and a bit more about our culture and all the cool things we do. And for myself, I'll scream it. Some people are against this, but I'm my cell phone. Here's my cell phone number: 516-524-6497. Can I repeat it one more time, Steph?
Yeah, because you know what? I'm going to put it in my phone.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Okay, go ahead.
In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. My cell phone number: 516-524-6497. I am in New York. I'm an East Coaster. But call me. Feel free to reach out. If you have general questions about host agencies, general questions about, Travel Planners International, or just, other things you want to chat about, feel free to reach out to me. The number one job that I have here is engagement and making sure that our advisors are taken care of. But part of that is engaging, with other advisors and the industry in total. So, Steph, you got my number now?
I do. It's perfect. It's in here. Perfect.
Cool.
I'm gonna send you a text now and be like, "Hi, Dave."
Yeah. Please do.
Perfect. Well, just to give everyone a heads up on who is coming up in the future. So We have back-to-backs next week and the following week with outside agents, Chad, Burt. So that's July 26th, August 2nd. Can't believe we're already moving into August. August 9th, we are going to have Travel Edge on. And then August 16th, we are having Vacation Planners on, which is Travel Planners International's new franchise branch that is just launching. So Jen Lee will be back in a new iteration as Vacation Planners.
Cool.
So thank all of you for joining us. Dave, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. I can't wait to do our next one.
Yes. And for those of you that are tuning in, we'd love your questions. It's getting to be the end of the summer. I know you're going to start thinking about business again. Pop your questions into us. We would love to answer them. You can do that by going to hostagencyreviews.com/Friday15. And that is all for today. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Have a wonderful, beautiful weekend, and we will see you next week.
Thanks, everybody. Bye, Steph.
Bye.